Let's welcome back to the Media Center Bryson DeChambeau, captain of Crushers GC. Bryson, you currently sit tied atop the leaderboard with your teammate. Take us through today. A lot of emotions probably out there with the crowd and just kicking off this week.
Yeah, I mean, first off, what an environment. I mean, this is what all of us players saw LIV Golf being, and the potential of it. You know, whether it's Australia or South Africa. I mean, South Africa showed out today, and it's only Thursday, so I'm quite impressed with the environment here and the people and the love that we felt today. It really energizes all of us players and makes us want to give back more. So it's awesome. So congratulations, by the way, to South Africa for showing up and showing out to what we know LIV Golf to be doing for the global game of golf.
Please raise your hand. We'll bring a microphone to you.
Hi, Bryson. Thanks. Were you a bit overwhelmed with the support that, or surprised by the South Africans that followed your group? And did you expect them to be so supportive of you, especially joining a South African in your three ball? You know, they weren't shy to support you at all.
No, I really appreciated it. I mean, I knew Louis was going to get so much love today, and that's what I wanted to be a part of. So I was lucky to get to experience that. And when they were chanting on the first hole and hearing that, it was invigorating. You know, and then the support I received was overwhelming as well, and really appreciated. It's tough because I've got to control my emotions because I can get a pretty big high out there from all of the support. And so Jibo was just like, stay calm and keep moving forward and keep swinging your golf club. But there were times where, even on 18, when I hit over the right, just everybody running up, putting their hand around me, and then trying to get a selfie. When I took one of the guys' phone and actually did a video with him as we were walking up. So hopefully that's on social media or something. But that was a funny moment, and really fun to interact with the crowd. And they're a wild bunch, but they're a good bunch.
Lynn, to your right.
Bryson, just on the layout of the course, obviously you've played now 18 holes. What do you make of just the layout, especially with the rain pouring in yesterday? Yeah,
the golf course is soft right now, so it's very gettable. The greens are difficult to manage just because of how soft they are. Sometimes they move, especially when it gets later in the day, but they're rolling fine, and a little bit slower than last week. We expected that, just different grass, different conditions. But I can tell you that it's in great shape for how much rain they got. And they've done a great job to keep this place in good condition and ready to play for us today. So I was quite impressed with all the rain that they got, how good it played.
And you felt like you could combat all the rough.
Well, the rough is Kikuyu rough is brutal. I got lucky with a couple lives out there today. You're not going to get lucky out there all the time. You may have to pitch out on a few of them. So I've got to work on my driver and keep it out of the rough. But I managed myself quite well today and made putts when I needed to. And I mean, I even didn't perform my best on some of the holes. You know, on 8, hit it way right with an iron. Just missed a couple shots right today, and then missed a driver left on 4. So everything else was solid. Made a lot of good putts, rolled it on my line, and but the Kikuyu is brutal. it's no joke.
Ben?
Bryson, how's it? It's very emotionally draining, your profession, your sport. So it's day 1 of 4. Your finish on 18 was electric. Like, what happens now for the rest of your day? How do you decompress? What are the things that you go through to know that you can do it all again tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, great question. Personally, for me, I'll go sign some autographs. That actually re-energizes me, makes me feel really good about what we're doing here. So that gives me a little bit of life to go practice for a good 30 minutes, and hopefully I figure out the driver real quick. And I don't have to figure anything out. I just got to groove it a bit. Maybe roll a couple putts and be done. Hopefully keep it 30 minutes or less. I go in and eat and go get treated. And once we get treated, actually the spa here is unbelievable. So I go into the salt tub, and there's like a magnesium tub too, which is crazy. So that helps me relax quite a bit, and I get treatment from our team. You can call him a physio. He's not really a physio, but Ryan treats me and makes me feel a lot better, and then I go relax. I'll probably go watch Pirates of the Caribbean or something tonight. I was watching that last night, so that was fun.
And final question, all the attention's mostly on you. So if there's going to be loud people out there or people who are going to have something to say, it's going to be focused on you. Did you hear anything weird today? Something strange? Something you maybe heard before in other countries?
I mean, some of it I couldn't understand, so I don't know. They're just yelling, and
That's cool. That's cool Afrikaans.
Yeah, Afrikaans. That's right. Yeah, I don't know that language. I'm sorry. I'm from Texas, so I understand southern, a little bit of southern twang, but that's about it. I learned what lacquer. Is that it?
Lekker. Yeah.
Lacquer. Yeah.
Lekker.
So I learned that today from Louis. That was cool. It's like almost vamos for. It's like, come on, let's go. I hope that's right. Please don't crucify me on that. But yeah, lacquer. That's great. So I guess I'll be saying that or hearing that. And what else? Do you know anybody that said anything? What'd they say? You
No, I
remember?
mean everyone was just fixated about having you here. There was just so much excitement. But like like Happy Gilmore always talks about going to the happy place. And like, is that what you always do? You have resets through your round?
You don't want to be in my head.
Thanks.
OG to your right.
Bryson, for South African fans, golf fans, I mean, they're passionate about golf, but it's not every week, every year, every month that they get to see three major champions playing in the same group. For LIV Golf, why is it so important to go and unlock? Well, South Africa is not really a new market, but new key markets for LIV Golf.
Well, I think it's important for people to see the caliber of golf at the top around the world. And South Africa deserves it. Every edge of the world deserves it. And so it's fun to be able to show up in markets like this and be able to give that back to the community and show how much we can do for the community around here and around the globe as well. So it's our mission, it's our statement, it's our belief that it's our duty to go around and responsibility to go around the world and show great golf to the edges of the world. And I think South Africa is a perfect place to do it. And yeah, like Charles was saying earlier, the President's Cup was here and that was electric. It's time for us to continue to show out what golf can do for South Africa. Because the President's Cup was great, but this could be a continued thing that lives on forever.
Great.
Go ahead.
Bryson, just one more. In terms of your team effort leading after round one, important to continue in
We're
terms
leading?
of not a team,
Oh.
so yourself and Charles,
Oh, okay.
obviously joint. Just in terms of importance for that continuation of performance and consistency following last week in Singapore.
Yeah, I mean it's huge. It's great to see Chucky up on the top of the leaderboard, and it was fun. Jibo and I looked over at some point and saw Chucky leading. We were like, "Let's go! Finally! Like, come on!" You know, we haven't had the best of our starts as the Crushers this year, but it was fun to see him up at the top and kind of gave me some life as well. And hopefully last week provided some life for the team. Say, hey, come on, let's kick it into gear. We're one of the best teams out here, if not the best. It's time to show up, and Chucky did that today. And there's 3 more rounds of golf, so there's a lot that can happen. But for today, I think that was brilliant of Chucky, and hopefully it resonates throughout the rest of the team.
Dimitri, front left.
Bryson, starting off not the question, I think South African sports fans across all codes are only as generous as the sportsman on the opposite side tends to be. So I'd like to commend you on how generous you've been this week and how you continue to be such a great ambassador for the game. And the reason you heard lacquer so much is because of that. If you hear words like bliksem tomorrow, it's because you changed your tune. But into the question,
No idea what that is.
yeah, hopefully you don't find out. But
All right.
we spoke the other day about your preparation cycle going into Augusta, and you told me about how you are looking to dial in your wedges, and I was lucky to stand behind the flag on 18 when you stuffed it to a foot. But how do you feel about the short game today, and how do you feel about going into the game tomorrow with your wedges?
Yeah, today was an improvement, and last week was an improvement with the wedges, and sometimes it's just trying anything and everything to find that 1%, like Anthony Kim talks about, getting 1% better every day. And it was just time after Hong Kong. I said, I have to throw all my wedges away and let's try it again. Let's start from scratch. And so I started from scratch. I went to short wedges with a steel shaft and a lot of bounce, no bounce, different groove textures in the face, and ultimately I went quick because the testing process should not be a long process. It should be 1 or 2 golf balls that didn't work or that did work, and you move on to the next one, and then you start to wean it down to the last few, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, this one's shining, this one's outshining everything. And that's what I've done with the driver. And long story short, to say, like, I felt something a lot better in Singapore, and then I've just worked on it, and it's gotten a little bit better. And hopefully that continues to permeate for the next 3 rounds. And that's my goal, is just to get a little bit better, and I feel like I've gotten better. And it was fun to hit that last shot, hold the finish, be like, wow, that looks like a normal flighted wedge, not something that's shooting 20 yards over the green. Sick. So I feel like I can control the speed really well, just like I do in my putts. But for whatever reason, the interaction between the faces always mystified me, and I feel like I've gotten a little more control this week.
Time for just a couple more. Matt?
Bryson, kind of a bigger picture question. When we go to Adelaide, the fans are following Ripper and Bryson. When we go to South Africa, the fans are following Southern Guards and Bryson. And that goes with everywhere LIV goes. Bryson in 2015 at SMU, if someone told you that you would be the most popular golfer in the world, would you have believed them?
Absolutely not. No. There's no question. I mean, I thought I could have been one of the best in the game at the time. I could have gotten there, but seeing this much support, this much love, this much care, this much curiosity, and this much love is just beyond my wildest dreams. And I can't thank the game of golf and everybody in the game for supporting me through thick and thin. Even when I was at my worst, there were still people that supported me, and people, quite frankly, did not like me at all. And in 2022, I just made a decision that, look, just be your authentic self, and whoever likes you for it is going to like you for it. Don't try to be anybody else than yourself. And I think that's a good message to youngsters out there and to anybody watching, is like, the more that you are yourself, you will find your place in the world. You will find where you're supposed to be in the world. And maybe it's not like being the most famous person, or maybe it's, doing some other job, but they're all important. And the more you can be true to yourself, the better I think you'll be in life as a human. And that really resonated with me back in 2022. I was talking to Chris Pratt about, do I be somebody else? Do I be myself? I don't know what to do anymore. And he goes, Bryson, there's 2 choices. You can act and play a part, or you can be yourself. And I chose to be myself, and I chose to show up every day being myself. I didn't talk about it. I didn't describe it. I just went up and was myself. And I did it on YouTube. I did it on the golf course. And yeah, I'm still passionate. Yeah, I still want to break clubs. Yeah, I want to throw clubs. I want to say bad words. I want to do those things. But as you mature and grow up a little bit, those things reduce, and you start to be more of your authentic self, realizing that golf isn't necessarily the biggest thing in the world, but that you have a responsibility to entertain, play the best golf, and showcase what golf can do for the world. So,
Thank you. I think you're a great example for the kids.
thanks, man.
Last one to the right.
Bryson, you looked very comfortable today. Great score, of course, reflecting how comfortable you looked on the course. But I wonder just what aspects of your game do you think this track will test heading into the next 3 days, just based on the layout and what you've seen?
Funny enough, I think the greens, because they're a little soft, they can wobble on the greens. So really getting down to the greens and seeing how it's going to move is important. When it's when you're thinking about Augusta, sometimes that happens out there. Being able to read it with a good due diligence on that, and focus on that. And I think my wedges as well. It worked. It's worked on my wedges and my strike. How precise you have to be on the strike out here on this grass. And then I also think a little bit of wind. The softness of the wind, how it's playing, is important. And then a lot of half shots. You know, there's a lot of half shots at the Masters, and so getting ready for that. So it's a really good test out here for us people that are playing them in the Masters.
Bryson, thank you very much for the time.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow.